Hi, everybody. Welcome to Reserve Seating. We are in week 2 of Adam Month. And for week 2 and week 3, we're being joined by another Adam, Mr. Adam Thess. How you doing, buddy?
Hey man, it's like Adam squared now. We've got
It's
two of us.
it's
Yeah,
truly Adam month.
it
They
is.
are multiplying.
It
Exactly. We're
is.
like bacteria.
Speak for yourself, not bacteria.
I will
Usually
take
I
the
go with the
bacteria
flow, but
moniker.
when I heard Adam is bacteria, I'm just like, I don't think that low of myself. It's like we're joined by Pond Scum, Adam Risk. So we are talking about Alita Battle Angel today. Well, no, it's not co-directed, but it might as well be. Robert Rodriguez is officially the director of the movie, but it is also heavily co-authored and influenced by James Cameron. This is a movie that I thought looked dumb as hell the first time I saw the trailers for it. And then on a weeknight in February of 2019, when I had nothing to do, I was like, whatever, I'll use my AMC stubs. I'll go see this in Dolby. And I think around the time of the motorball sequence, I was like, oh, this is my kind of stupid. I really like this movie. This is my kind of geeky. And then by the end of the movie, I was ready for Alita 2 to start immediately when she's pointing, spoilers, when she's pointing a sword at Edward Norton dressed like Dr. Robotnik. I was like, I'm like, I need this in my life. I am all in on this lore.
Yes.
Give me more.
Well, for me, it was one of those movies that, having kids takes up a lot of time. And it was in the movie theaters. I was like, oh, that looks interesting. That looks like something I might want to see. And then before I knew it, it was like it was out. It was gone. Like
Yeah.
it was like a flash in the pan in the theaters. So I never got a chance to see it. And then I just rented it one night on Amazon, and it is awesome. I
Yeah.
love that movie. It is, and it was, I didn't know it was like only a part one. So you get to that end sequence, and then I watch it, and I was like, no, no, I want to see more. Yeah, it takes a while to get going, but once it goes, man,
Yeah.
it's something, man.
It is a deeply clunky movie that is, from a narrative perspective, all over the place, and as you said, takes a little bit of time to get going. But there are pockets of it that make it just so much fun to watch. I can't deny this movie. I think it looks great. It's earnest in that way that you're just like, big movies like this should be more earnest, especially in 2019, a time where a lot of our movies were sort of either very, very cynical, or we were still in that sort of Zack Snydery post-apocalyptic kind of everything needs to be washed out and depressing kind of mode with our blockbusters. Um, Cameron and Rodriguez are like they don't seem like they would be a perfect pair. They seem like they have very different sensibilities, but I'm surprised they didn't work together more after this, because this is a really interesting kind of like potpourri of both of their strengths. And I just have a hell of a time watching it. Again, clunky narratively all over the place. I could really dig into it with a fine tooth comb if I wanted and point out what doesn't work about it. But it's not even worth it, because the movie is just like so happy to be a movie that you have to go with it.
Yeah, I read in the Wikipedia page for it that under sequels, because there's been like a long rumored, there'll be an Alita 2, and there's like a hashtag Alita Army on
Right.
Twitter that I was always like pushing for another one. And it said in 2023 that Rodriguez and Cameron took a whatever this is, a virtual blood oath that there will be a sequel. And you're on board with the movie when you read virtual blood oath and you don't even like think to make fun of it first. You're just
Yeah.
like, ooh, virtual blood oath, this is going to happen.
Because a blood oath is something that Robert Rodriguez would do, and that if you challenge James Cameron, he's just enough of an egotistical maniac that he would be like, "No, I'll do it. I'll do it. Come on, let's do it. Blood oath. Let's go."
Right after I watched it for the first time, I think I had commented on Twitter, like, hey, I just watched Alita Battle Angel. This movie is really fun and really good. And I just like put a hashtag Alita Battle Angel. Within 5 minutes, I got a text or a tweet from one of the guys in the Battle Angel Army or whatever, and they were like, "Hey, follow us. We're trying to get his part two made." I was like, "Oh, okay, this is hardcore."
All right, I got a question for both of you. So one of my one of the lesser discussed things about this movie, but I've always found fascinating, and it had to be on purpose, is it's like they're hoarding best supporting actor and actress nominees and winners.
Totally.
Yes.
So Jackie Earl Haley is one of like the bots, and he's like a nominee, but it's got three winners. It's got Mahershala Ali, Jennifer Connelly, and Christoph Waltz.
Mhm.
So F, Mary, Kill, their three performances in the movie.
I mean, how are you not going to marry Jennifer Connelly? It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
she's playing or what she's doing.
I also love that and I like her as an actor, but like her career can often be self-serious. And
Mhm.
like, I love that her final beat is that she's just a bunch of googly eyes in a jar. And then that scene's amazing too, because it's like Mahershala Ali gets like stabbed and he's like, this seems fatal.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Personally possessed by Edward Norton with Jennifer Connelly's eyes and brain in a briefcase off screen.
Yeah, she's Krang.
Yeah, she is Krang, literally.
It's what I think I love most about this movie is it's everything that I love about sci-fi and movies and all. Like, it is so creative, like visually,
Mhm.
and like the all the robots are awesome, and just like their weapons and the way they fight, and it's just like, oh, it's everything that that makes me fall in love with, like, not only just like comic books, but like, anime and all of that stuff all kind of wrapped into this one.
Yeah, by the time you get to what's it? It's not called rollerball. What's it called?
Motorball.
Motorball.
Yeah, Motorball.
You've
Yeah.
got the lore of like the Elysium space sky city. You've got rollerball, that's what I'm calling it. And you've got synthetic robot android people. It's like kind
Yeah.
of movie where like you want it as a novel that has an appendix. Like you want like you mean like you want like footnotes, and it's got so much lore to it and so much like, and then this is the way this is. Then there was a war, then there was this thing, and then there's this technology. And obviously again it's contributes to the movie having the pace of a sort of let's say an inattentive school child, but like it really does make you, as you said, kind of fall in love with like that earnest, like this is a world that they cared about thinking about and put a lot of thought into. And
Yeah, and I
Right.
love how kind of storybook the movie feels, because even the details of like the floating city, it's like, well, how do we get to the floating city? It's like there's giant pipes that you walk on. I think the secret sauce of the movie is Rosa Salazar as Alita.
yes.
She's so likable. She reminds me so much of my friend Heather from high school, because she was just like if you would give her an orange at lunch, it was like the first time she tried an orange. It was she was really, really cool. But I love that she goes from Pinocchio to John Wick, and it's like I just got
Yeah.
really invested in her, and I bought like the way they kind of doled out the information about her being a battle angel and what that meant, and her like just having this innate fighting ability.
Yeah.
Rob, you had said that, like, and I agree with you. The storytelling is very clunky, especially like at the beginning. I was talking to Risky about it, and like my to steal a line from JB, my quibble with the movie. And I think that, like, Cameron and Rodriguez know enough about storytelling
Yeah.
that they know, like, hey, this movie's really taken a long time to get going. And it's like, that first really action sequence is her playing the motorball in like an alley,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then before you know it, she's in like she's a bounty hunter trying to
Right.
convince them to go. And I'm like, wait, this really happened fast. Like, it
It's
just doesn't feel right.
from a perspective, because and again watching it with that part of my brain, I'm like the first half hour is like solid. The first half hour, like it sets up the world, it sets up the exposition, all
Yeah.
that stuff is all perfect. It's really around the time you can kind of feel, I bet they're in the edit bay kind of like getting itchy and being like, we have a lot of stuff to get to, so can we start throwing some of this rollerball in here? Can we start throwing some of
Yeah.
this she's John Wick, she's X versus Sever, all of a sudden she's a sleeper agent. Can we throw in this other, he's a synthetic doctor who's also a bounty hunter, and her boyfriend also robs parts from people. Like, it's just this, like, they start to throw stuff in there that really kind of muddies the water a little bit. But again, you're so sort of enthralled by each thing, they're like, sure, throw that in there too, why not? Yeah, she's an assassin.
Mhm.
who plays futuristic roller derby, and also Edward Norton is in a spaceship.
I never want to take away something from someone, but like I can't help but think, what if this just was a straight shot James Cameron movie? Like how great this would be. And I'm not saying that like Robert Rodriguez did anything wrong, because this is probably my favorite movie of his.
Yeah.
But it feels so much more like a James Cameron movie than it does a Robert Rodriguez movie, except for like a few kind of smaller details, like the group of kids and things like that. But yeah, imagine like this movie with the resources of an Avatar. Like how incredible that would be.
I am now officially part of the Alita Army.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're signed up. Yeah.
You're
I'm ready to
general
go.
at this point. Yeah.
Now, if you had to pick a body part to become animatronic, what body part would you choose? What are you going for, like the bladed hand, or what are you doing?
I kind of like that spike thing that came out
Yeah.
and like would like the thing that eventually like kind of cuts up Alita. That
Yeah.
is cool, man. That is great. Let's go with that one.
All right.
I want fingers that also are like two-factor authentication, so I don't have to remember all these passwords and
I
pins.
just want to be a pair of eyeballs in a briefcase. That's all I want.
This movie's wonderful. I love it. It's like my favorite kind of movie where you just have zero expectations of it and you come away just nerding out about it. And yeah, Motorball is awesome. If it was on ESPN, I would watch it.
Totally.
Well, and I can let you guys know. I mean, I came prepared in case they don't make any more. This is based off of a book, and for my birthday, I decided I was going to bite the bullet, and I got the complete series of Battle Angel. So now I'm going to be fully. I'm so into the Alita Army that now I need to know. Like I need to know what's going on. So I'll let you know. I'll keep you in the loop.
So does the first book follow the first movie?
I have not gotten that. Like, yes and no. There's parts of it that are in there, but I haven't finished the entire first book yet.
Okay. All right. Well,
my birthday was less than a month ago, so I just got it.
Everybody in the comments wish Thas a happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
There you go.
And join the Alita Army because we need more soldiers.
Totally.
Yes.
So we will be back next week, continuing Adam Month
Mm-hmm.
with a movie that is just as good as Alita Battle Angel, a certified 90s classic, 1995's Mortal Kombat, where Goro gets punched in the balls and goes, oh.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we will talk to you next week. So until next time.
Join the Alita Army. Hashtag, what is it? Alita Army?
Alita Army.
Alita
Battle
Army.
They got me with Alita Battle Angel. So,
okay.
You know.